Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the next video for 3-0 Drafts, channel I created for uh, putting up some of my Magic online drafts. I draft quite a bit. It's a lot of fun, and I think with enough experience, I have some stuff I can share with you guys. Obviously, not in all the videos. I recently found out that trying to post nice YouTube draft videos is kind of like posting Instagram pics. I think it's just a halar here. Everything else is so mediocre. I don't mind taking a two-color card. I think Kavu's better uh, than Grun. Kavu is also something that synergizes with Halar. I mean, as does Grun, but you're more likely to get to 5 mana than to 9 mana. And hopefully you can win games where you don't even need to get to 9 mana. Happy to take them. Okay, so now I think it's just a fiery intervention. If we're going to try to do like a green-red kicker deck, we're perfectly justified in taking this card now. We can also try to take an Aether Glider and try to stay open, but I have a red card. There's a good red card in the pack. By cutting red, I'm sending a message, and I'm increasing the probability that this is something that I might be playing. So Saproling Migration. Saproling Migration in general is just it's a good card. It's kicker, so it works with Halar. So I think it's the best green common. This deck likes a run amok. It tends to be like a aggro. I mean, giving Cow trample, like the two of our creatures already have trample, so it's not like that good. I think this is actually better in the Wizards deck, but it's good specifically with Grun. Like I've been saying, I want to get the 26-26 trample Grun going one of these games. The way it works is you attack with Grun, and while Grun's ability is on the stack, you cast Run Amok and you order him so that Run Amok triggers first, giving your attacker +3/+3, and trample, and then Grun's ability doubles that to 26/26, and that's pretty much game every time. I actually got kind of blown out with Get to Journey Mage is just bringing back Wizard's Retort, which is a cheap spell that they could just keep casting over and over. So Kelvin Raider I like. I think Kelvin Raider goes into any red deck and specifically any, uh, like red heavy, red primary deck. All right, speak of Chronicler. Chronicler is great in this deck because there's a couple of kicker spells like Gift of Growth that we can bring back. Gift of Growth and Halar give you an 8/8 trample that deals 1 to your opponent. Right? Let's do the math. Whenever you cast a kicker spell, put a +1/+1 counter, so it's 4/4. Then he gets another 4/4, and then he pings you for 1. So that is like a 3-for-1 setup. If your opponent is silly enough to throw 3 creatures in front of Halar just to like make sure he dies, and you have Gift of Growth in your hand, that can be quite nasty. So now I'm kind of hoping, it's a good white card. It's a solid white card. Chronicler into Journey Mage is something, but it's so sad. We don't want to cast Chronicler that early. Honestly, I'm going to take Journey Mage just for signaling. I'm not. This is not something I'm hoping to play in this deck. This is not the deck for that. Bloodstone Goblin is exactly what this deck is looking for. Colorless random artifact, sure. I mean, so far, to be honest, I'm very happy with the cards we're getting. We're getting some playable green stuff is wheeling. I'm looking for Shivan Fires. I'll play as many as I can get. I'm looking for a second Halar. Maybe we can splash Garna. Who knows? She's she's decent enough creature to, in this red green deck. Just your creatures gain haste is a legitimate ability on its own because I mean, like 5 mana vigilance trample Kavu is good, but when you're 5/5 kicked vigilance trample Kavu also has haste, that can be quite silly. Or giving haste to Thorn Elemental, for example, you can also do this. So to be honest, we didn't really see a lot of green, and yeah, I think it's just a song here. Fight with Fire is a very close second, but this thing wins games if you can curve out. So I like Song, even though I think it's a very close pick, and I can totally see people disagreeing with me and taking Fight with Fire versus Song. Think about Fight with Fire, it's difficult to get to 9 mana, and you're often just like sitting on 7 or 8 lands, kind of waiting for like a gift growth or something else, and you end up using it just a few turns later for 3 anyway, whereas Song just outright steals games in a disgusting way. Like it's very common to see opponents conceding like just the turn before it goes off because it's so clear he can't come back. I'll take all the Kavus I get past. Gift of Growth is exactly what this deck wants. It works with Halar. I would like another Sapperling Migration to go with Song, and I'm really happy we took this first one. Run Amok becomes kind of secondary in our deck. I'd almost have another creature instead of this because you don't need much help when you're indestructible trample attacking me. Okay, Shivan Fire. That's exactly what I was looking for. I thought this was a Mirai conjecture for a second, but if it was, this is not even. I mean, I'd have to splash it, and it's definitely not worth splashing something like that. I'm gonna try to take out a Run Amok. It kind of works well with Journey Mage as well, or sorry, Chronicler. Like if you got nothing to bring back, and the only card is Run Amok, that's perfectly fine. Often it can be the difference between winning the game a turn early or whatever, just increasing your odds. And this is exactly what I was talking about. This is the card that's designed to go with Halar if you want to make an 8/8 trample on turn 4. The pinks for 1 and 2 for 1's your opponent. Like Gift of Growth into kick Shivan Fire, and you having a 5/5 trample, it's usually game. Like if you can curve Goblin, Halar, yeah, Lawnmower Elf, definitely. Halar turn 2, Kavu turn 4. Are you kidding? Great in our deck. Just really good. So now I'm going to take this guy in case maybe we want to splash something from pack 3. I think it's more, I guess Adventurous Impulse is like a target also for Chronicler. The thing about these cards is you can, like if you play 2 of them, they can easily replace a land. So you can play 16 lands and 2 impulses. I think it's just more important to take an Envoy. Skizik is very good sign this late in pack 2 that we're in the right colors. Sure, another kicker card. I have a Bloodstone Goblin already. I'm going to sideboard Sylvan Awakening. I think in some cases you may want to have that card. I have way too many 5-drops. I'd rather get some flying sideboard fodder. All right, maybe we'll play one of these. I saw Lassie playing both. He also went. I don't think he did well in that draft though. I don't even think we need a Garna. Like we have 19 playables. We don't want Guardians. What we want is like another Halar, maybe a Rada. Huh. Yeah, like this guy, like that guy. So we can wheel an Adventurous Impulse or maybe even a Keldon Raider for this from this pack. I don't think there's a lot of good white cards. There's a short sword, so I think we can wheel something good from here. And we get a Ticker Enabler. So turn 3 kick Kavu. Seems pretty good. If we can get a couple of more legendary creatures, I might consider splashing Yawgmoth's Vile Offering with 2 Halars. We have a Grow from the Ashes. This could be our black splash. It's not mana intensive, and it's a very powerful effect. Man, there's a lot of good black. So 12 cards. Let's pick 4 Skin Witch. Man. Skin Witch is mana intensive. Unfortunately, we can't play her. Like, I think Nature Spiral is not what this deck wants to do. This is just like a much worse Soul Salvage. Okay, now I'm going to take... I'm low on creatures. I'm going to take a Keldon Raider. I think it's more important for me to get my creature count up here. And definitely I want some ways to deal with artifacts, enchantments. This lets you ramp as well because you can put a card in you can put a land in the battlefield. So I think I would like another Gift of Growth, to be honest, with 2 Halars. I will play 2 of those. And with Saproling Migration, we have 14 creatures, which is already okay. What I would like is maybe something to replace Run Amok. Again, we have so much trample, like, it just doesn't feel like, it feels like we can get, like, I'd rather just have a Saproling Migration over this. With an Elf and an Elflame Druid, the instants and sorceries that I want to be playing should have Kicker. Of course, I think it would be way too much to ask for like another Fight with Fire. We're unlikely to see another one, but I still think it was correct. All right, so excellent. Gift of Growth. Yeah, I'm not going to take Woodland Cemetery because we only have 2 legends. That's really not enough. And I'd rather just have a Gift of Growth. And another Gift of Growth. And yeah, by the way, Gift of Growth, so much better than Run Amok in this deck. I mean, you have trample, your creatures have trample anyway, and for 2 more mana, you get +4/+4 at instant speed, and you untap. So often, Gift of Growth sabotages your unwitting opponent creatures if it's not something that you want to get in there with. You can keep it up. And the funny thing is like I, I've I've had people attack into it and then go, oh crap, it also untaps because they, unless you see it being cast on a tapped creature, you don't always note the fact that you can untap your creature with it. All right. Some reason this has taken quite a long time, so I think I'm gonna play another Adventurer's Impulse and try to do 16 lands and 2 of these. Seems reasonable. All right, so now I think I'm going to take a Garner. I'm going to play 2 Garners, and I will make room for Yawgmoth's Wild Offering. It's one thing, like, it's such a bomb. Um, it's just such a bomb sort of like legend sorcery. I think it's worth splashing because we do have Growth from the Ashes. And we can also splash it off Lawnmower Envoy. So, okay, we got 2 ways to splash. We got 2 Garners to Halars. We can play one of 2 of these. Oh, it's so hard. All right, let me try to figure this out. All right, so the curve of this deck, when you lay out everything at their kicker spot, looks kind of bad. If you move things around, it doesn't look nearly as bad. So if I'm not looking at the kicker cost, then this is like it's closer to this. Right? Because should have also been here, but whatever. So I'm thinking 1 Elves, 1 Adventurer's Impulse. I can, and then with ramp enablers like Druid, Gift of Growth, Song even. I got ramp. So I think I can get away with playing like 2/7/7. Probably like this. 2/6/8. I actually think something like this is reasonable with 1 Adventurer's Impulse. I got 2 ways to find a mountain by turn 5 with Lawnmower Envoy. It's a bit of a stretch. Nah, alright, I'm gonna do 2 swamps actually. Because Yawgmoth's Wild Offering is one of the strongest cards in their deck. Let's see what happens with this. I mean, I'm expecting Mana Screw, but at least I can keep 1 land cards with Adventurer's Impulse. Like, with an Elf and an Adventurer's Impulse and 16 lands, like it's almost like we have 17 plus lands. Maybe 17.3 or something like that. All right, that's Excellent starting hand. So else. All right. So a bit of so all right. So now we can even play Sheevan Fire for 2. I mean, this guy turns 2 forests into a mountain. So if we really need to do that, we can. Like, we don't need to kill Druid at all. There's no point. So I did say that we can expect Mana Screw. And somehow that's exactly what ends up happening. So, alright. I will pass. I don't want to trade Lonvor Envoy because he's going to help me splash like Garna. Okay, so that's a good target for Sheevan Fire. Alright. So with one more land, we can cast Kelvinator. Fortunately, we don't have double red. We can't cast him now. I don't see a big point in playing a Kavu when we're one away from kicking him with a Gift of Growth. So I think I'm just going to pass, keeping up Gift of Growth to protect, I guess, Else if he decides to draft at him, because I can't afford, like, this is a big enabler for me, given that I missed a land drop. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to pass. Hoping to draw any land next turn. Swamp would be ideal, but okay. So our opponent is also just kind of cruising there. All right, all right. So this is something. I'm glad he didn't get countered. And now we can kind of start going off with Kavu, Gift of Growth. Okay. So I don't think we have a Radiating Lightning, but it's something I would certainly like to have, knowing what my opponent is playing. Oh boy. Yeah, that's the last card we want to see, and I want my um no, I still want to keep him for splashing purposes. And I don't want to just use a Gift of Growth here. I don't care about taking 2 damage. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it means I can go Kavu. And I can keep up Gift of Growth. Next turn, maybe I can do something with Garna. You know what's frustrating about Garna? I always thought it said return to the battlefield. It does not. It says return to your hand, which is actually like a significant difference. So if we draw a land next turn, we can filter it with Raider. So opponent has a song of his own. All right. Well, Broken Bonds is coming in. This deck is just absolutely stupid. Because are you gonna put this on Tatiova now? Oh, you're not. Why wouldn't you put it on Tatiova? All right, well, I can tell you how this game is gonna end. But I gotta give props to my opponent. Spore Swarm into Song into Helm in some order. In a Tatiova somewhere in between. I don't know how we win here. Fiery Intervention to kill Helm is maybe a draw for me. Not a mountain. Not even sure why I played that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can play Kelvin later and keep up a Gift of Growth. So let's just attack with the Kavu. So my opponent seems to be lagging or something. Alright, so I helped the opponent a little bit and told him that he can put it on Tatio and make a copy of Tatio. Probably shouldn't have told him that. I want to play Garna now in case I can top deck Yawgmoth's Vile Offering and just have a legendary creature. I don't think it's going to do much. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna let my opponent do his thing. I don't even need to play Garna. I don't think I can win now. And let's just sideboard in Broken Bonds and hope for dear God, hope for dear life that we draw it and can somehow survive. Like, let's just see what we hit. All right. All right. So let's go to sideboard and think about what is our sideboard plan. Corrosive is not really good against Helm because your opponent is unlikely to attack with it. You've got Saproling, so that makes Overseer much worse. All right, let's fingers crossed. Let's hope to do better this game. No, I got them all this. All right, much better. Another mountain gives us Kizik kicked on turn 3. So opponent also mauled. Right, let's just pause. So I kept Song on top. It's strong enough to keep it. It's one of the best cards in our deck. It's a bit awkward with only 2 creatures, but we should draw more. And if we can make Druid into Skizik work, that would be very cool. Like I can't do anything with Song now, but I don't want to bottom it. All right, our opponent's playing super slow. I'm like 6 minutes ahead of him, almost. Not sure what's going on. So I played a kick Kavu. Opponent answered with a glider. It's opponent's turn, and he seems to be lagging quite badly. All right, so he attacks with unblockable Relic Runner. I can't block him. It's not what I wanted. So let's see. I can kick Skizik. No, I think it's too early for Song. Let's just get in here. And protect Kavu with Gift. Green doesn't have too many ways of dealing direct damage. So the only thing I'm worried about is bounce. All right, no joke. If our opponent keeps playing this slow, I think we may just get him by clocking him out because something's definitely going on his end. I've had this problem when I used to play from China. So if we win this game, we can just beat him on the clock. It's not a good way to win, but I'll take it when I can get it. I'll tell you that. So we got a good hit in. All right, I'm actually happy that he's doing this now instead of developing his board. And I really hope I can kick Skizik this turn. All right, there's also Scavenging Ooze. So he attacks for 4. All right. I really need a mountain to get a hit in here with Skizik. Is that too much to ask for? Forest. All right, so what I think we're going to do here is we're going to attack, get 5 in. We're going to go Song, and then we're going to kick Skizik Plague by tapping Kavu and Druid. If you guys ever played this card by misclicking it and not selecting Kicker, that is very painful. All right, so let's go cast with Kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pass, and then with Gift of Song, Gift of Growth, 2 Tramplers, should be good. No blocks this turn. All right. That is strong, but unless he blocks, I can deal a ton of damage next turn. And he's unlikely to block with Tatiova. Yeah, can't block anything anyway. So let's attack with Kavu. It's Kizik. All right, no blocks. Kicker. And that should be game. Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, so it's gonna go to game 3. I gotta say, something's up with our opponent because we're at 17 minutes and he's like approaching 8. God, Gift of Growth is so good in this deck. Garn is looking kind of like, right? Somehow, just I don't see this. I don't feel this working in my deck. I'm thinking maybe this is a situation where Sylvan Awakening may just work better. Let's see. Let's try to kill opponents super fast. Sylvan Awakening is a dead card in this hand. You want to draw this like on turn 9 or 8, so it's small. This, however, is good. I still think this is good. I'm never gonna have enough ramp. Skizik? Or no, we would need another mountain. Actually, Gift of Growth is not going to be a bad draw here. All right. We're not doing much here, so let's attack for 4. Really want to start drafting or drawing our kicker cards now. Every kicker card makes Halar bigger. That is just such a solid effect. All right. Level light. Okay. Home's got some good stuff, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna help him find his helm. Skizik would be such a good top deck right now. But no, I have to settle for just doing 4. Somehow our opponent lost 2 minutes. I hope you guys appreciate, like, all the pausing and restarting I'm doing to save you time. Usually when I watch drafts, I watch them at 2x speed to like absorb as much information, because I think like for draft videos, the actual drafting sequence is more important than the gameplay. All right, and we pass. All right, Sphinx is very strong here, and I'm not sure if he's going to elect to attack or not, because I keep hitting for 4 every turn, and then I may need like just 1 gift of growth to finish things off. Right, no attacks. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting back. I can't do anything either. I'm getting a little bit flooded. Not too bad, but in the 16 land deck, I got 7 lands and 4 spells. So I'm actually going to save Broken Bond for Helm. It's not going to let me attack him and get any more damage. He's not attacking with his Brother Light, and it's much more valuable to target Helm, or even like a well-timed song. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Okay, we have another Halar, so that's not a big deal. It would be nice if Broken Bond was instant speed so we could respond, but no. You can eat Halar. No problemo. So this hits for 5, which is quite a lot, but I'm not worried because does it say what he finds? Okay, he did put a card into his or her hand, so we're gonna pass. It's annoying. So all I can do is attack for 1, play Halar. Okay, whatever. You can eat my little lawnmower elf at this stage in the game. Doesn't really matter. So really hope opponent plays Helm so I can just take it out. Of course, if he doesn't play it now, I will just opt to kill Skyship because Skyship by the light, because I can't take 2 more hits from that thing. And now even Cloud Reader is a threat song. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get in there. This way, I'm threatening lethal with Gift of Growth. because it could also work as something that'll force blocks. All right. uh, so I'm not going to be dead, actually. All right, let's go for it. Halar actually untaps now, so I have some blockers. I'm not dead. Okay. So he's playing wisely around Gift of Growth. All right, so now I need Skizik. All right, so let's go to game two. Let's see if we can do better. Non-world into Druid. So of course I would much prefer to draw lands, but all right. Really need a land to go Gift of Growth next turn. All right. I need to have a mountain up in case he goes dub on Knight of Dominaria. And it's not that bad. Next turn we can kick Cavo. Still one turn early, despite missing 2 land drops. Okay, let's just pass. Okay. Alrighty, so I don't think we need to use removal on Even Sentry. I want to save this in case he drops something like Lyra, and I'm happy just doing 5 a turn. And I have mana for Cake Gift of Growth if I need it. Alright, I'm not worried about that right now. So let's attack with both. Alright, is he just jumping? Seems pretty bad. Okay, nice. This is why there's no need to play your spells if you can play them in response to something your opponent's doing. So I think our opponent just made a pretty bizarre mistake there. I'm not sure why you both block with Pegasus Courser. Like I didn't have lethal. This guy absorbed 3 damage, so he'd be down to 3 instead of 6. I don't think there was a need to throw away the Pegasus. Like he could have even just clipped Lance and traded with Alpha. He could have done something. Yeah, opponent's in a tight spot, and I have removal in hand, so looks most likely this game is going to go to me. If I had to make a bet, yeah, that's not going to do it. Yeah, like the only card in my opponent could have like a shooting fire, but if he has that first strike card, it's not going to help him. So let's cast. Kind of in a weird spot because I want to play Kelvin Reader, which I can off Lawnmower Envoy, but then I can't really attack with it because then my opponent can trade and I have that card in hand. It's all right. Let's just try to finish the game here. Yeah, no reason to overthink it. Yeah, my curve is super low, So honestly, I think we just want another gift of growth. I'll play 3 of these. And we should probably just permanently take this out. I mean, the problem with Garna is it just feels like she misses so often, given that given the way our deck turns out. And I guess like the fact that she gives creatures haste makes put them into your hand not as bad, but it still seems a bit out of place in our deck. Like I think it's designed to do cool things with cards like Whisper, Blood Liturgist, and we're really playing 2 Garnas, not for Garna, we're playing 2 Garnas for Vile Offering, which it's a great card. But first of all, even with 4 legendaries, there's no guarantee that we're going to have one on board to cast it. But for game 3, I'm probably just going to take this out. I think it was a mistake to put it in game 1. All right. Oh man, Druid into Grow would be so sweet. Nice. Yes, I mean, for once our deck like works the way it was designed to work, and we get a song. I think I tapped 1 too many. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's get Forest Mountain, play Ooze, and pass. All right. So now we have open fire in case opponent tries to put a dub on champion or somehow otherwise equip him. Let's make sure we have a stopper on main just in case. I don't even need to kill it because, yeah, alright, now I'm just going to play a Halar pre-combat in case for some reason I want to shoot and fire something. Alright, this is going to be a pretty sick turn with Shivan Fire. picked. So no attacks. All right. All right. So after considerable thinking, opponent decided just to attack with Aether Glider. Ask their glider. All right, give me a good target. Nice. Sweet. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now just one of our 3 Gift of Growths would be sweet to finish out the game. All right, so let's do this. Let's go. Yeah. You know what's cute? I mean, I love how when they design 2 cards to work perfectly with each other, the designers give you a hint, but they don't give away the whole story. So Halar is riding this like elk, and there's an elk that's oversized running out of the forest. All right. See you in the last game. All right. Looks like a good opening hand. Love to get like a Lawnmower Elves or just some mana ramp, mana enabler. Even a gift of growth would be very good. All right. Or just a forest. Maybe I can get a Halar one time. I love the Garnas and stuff. I guess I can always side them out if I feel like they're totally useless. To be honest, I meant to do it. I just kind of forgot. My apologies. All right, so really hoping to draw a mountain. That would be really great. Because then we can filter our land. Oh, back. Why? All right, I guess we just have to settle for a Kava next turn. Playing around like Syncopate, potentially. That would be pretty bad. And my opponent's ramping. All right. Sphinx I can live with. Uh, I still think it's better to just bring Kava out as a 5/5. 5/5 Vigilance Trample with 3 Gifts of Growth is no joke. Well, that's of course super sad. I'm not sure how you lose with Multani in your deck. It's not a card that loses. All right, let's concede and go to game two. So Flyers. Sorry, guys. All right. No, I need to add a mountain. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'm sideboarding in a seismic shift and rampaging cyclops over the splash stuff, 16 lands. I think if their seismic shift can actually play well. It's a card I rarely bring in, but this is one time to do it. You have a super strong opening hand, like this is close to our nut draw. Bloodstone Goblin into Hohar, into Gift of Growth, into Chronicler to bring back Gift of Growth. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can make it happen. I'm a believer. It's a free roll attack for me. 99% chance opponent blocks, or the one time he doesn't. Not blocking there, I think, is actually a huge mistake. When you're playing against a deck like mine, that's designed to just dish out as much damage as possible. So maybe we get to live the dream now. I don't know. But I'm not, right now, I'm not holding back on Gift of Growth. I'm kind of hoping the opponent double blocks. I'm guessing he'll double block the Bloodstone Goblin. We're gonna order it so that Servant goes first. I don't care about the mill. And Gift of Growth on Halar. Guess I could kill both of these. Maybe that would be better. Let me do the math on that. Oh, come on. Let me do the math. So this 3/3 and 7/7. All right, yeah, let's just go on the Goblin. Like the reasoning behind doing it on Halar is that it's going to do a lot more damage, and they still kill one of his creatures. So the decision I need to make now is what's more important. 5 additional points of direct damage, and him going down to 13/12 with Kava next turn. I honestly think it's worth to do it on Halar. This is greedy, and we're susceptible to blink of an eye, but an extra 1/3 on the board, given what I have coming up, isn't going to do much, and I'd rather just continue pressuring opponent and doing a ton of damage. Yeah, like he's down in 9 right now. And I have another 3/3 menace and a 5/5 trampler attacking from the gate, which is actually lethal. Yeah, that crowd's not going to be enough. Milled a bunch of non-lands. So if I draw land, it would just be ridiculous. Yeah, because now, yeah. So this is pretty much like what you guys are seeing is the nut draw for a deck. So now he cannot even double block Halar. He's probably gonna double block him just to minimize the damage, or he's gonna try to. Okay, sure. So I think that's game, and we go to game 3. All right, all right. So let's keep. Opponent mulls. So like a dream draw would be the druid, the ramps. But actually, Bloodstone Goblin is very good as well. So it looks like opponent kept the Wonderlander. I've done that. It sucks. All right, so I think I am going to go row just to make sure I can place Kizik next turn. And if my opponent is struggling with land drops, then I think this is the better route. All right. Well, not the best draft video, to be honest. I usually don't like posting videos where I lose game one because I mentioned before that statistically speaking, the deck you play in game one is average, and if you lose to an average deck, that's an implication that your deck is below average. But I think our deck performed very well, and we had some really sick turns. I think this is decent enough to post, so I'll put it out there. Hope you guys enjoy.